Hello, Cowboys Nation. Welcome to another video where today we're diving deep into one of the most nail-biting moments of the Cowboys' recent preseason. That loss to the Ravens was ugly. It was rough, but it's not just the final score keeping fans up at night. There are four hot topics shaking up the Silver and Blue Nation: a veteran who might have just been reborn on defense, a backup quarterback who's leaving everyone in doubt, a bombshell trade rumor involving even Kirk Cousins, and, just so it's not all bad news, a rookie who straight up shined in his debut. So tell me, is the future of the Lone Star in jeopardy or about to just completely explode? Let's talk about what went down in that last game, because it wasn't all a total disaster in that whooping the Ravens gave us. The final score was tough, 31-13, and the crowd left the TNT Stadium with their heads down. But the guy who stole the show was veteran Andrew Booth. This dude is fighting for a roster spot, and he just went out and got a pick six at the start of the game, intercepting none other than former Cowboy Cooper Rush. Man, the crowd went absolutely nuts in that moment. It felt like a regular season game. It felt like a playoff game. It was that classic AT&T Stadium roar that gives you chills even when you're watching from home. Booth was under pressure because last year was pretty rough for him, but yesterday he showed that he can be a key piece in the rotation. He even said afterward that he's going to watch that play 1,000 times because it felt like he was guided to that moment. Pure emotion, and you can see in the guy's eyes that he knows the chance he has in his hands. On a team that's struggling with defensive depth, especially in the secondary, this kind of play isn't just a highlight, it's about survival. The cool thing is that it wasn't just the play itself, it was the energy he brought to the field, annoying receivers, positioning himself well, showing good game awareness. It reignites hope because we know the Cowboys defense needs that extra fire if they want to keep the nickname Silverwall this season. And look, I'll be honest, seeing a veteran react like that just gets to the fan base because everyone is talking about him in the forums, in the group chats, on Twitter. He's become the hot topic of the week. My exclusive take on this is simple. If Booth keeps this up, he's not just going to make the roster. He could become that reliable guy when the game gets tight. Now, of course, let's not get ahead of ourselves because it was only one preseason game. But you can feel when a player's morale goes up a level. And that's exactly what happened. So, hold on, because if one veteran brought hope, in this next part, I'm going to talk about a point that left everyone feeling anxious. The complicated situation with our backup quarterback. And I'll tell you right now, there's reason for some serious concern. You know what happened that drove everyone crazy? Joe Milton's performance. Dude, I'm gonna be real with you. The excitement when he got here was huge. It seemed like we had found the perfect backup. Someone young, strong, a cannon arm who could develop behind Dak without pressure. But what we've seen in these two preseason games has left the fan base with a serious bad feeling. The guy has a monstrous arm, but he seems to just throw missiles. He has no sense of touch. Receiver wide open on a short route. The ball is flying like a rocket, impossible to catch. The result, drop after drop, a stalled offense. And to make it worse, against the Ravens, he even took a safety because he didn't read a free pass rusher. And as a fan, you get that frustration because we know the preseason is where you need to show poise and improvement, not panic. And look, it's not just me talking. The entire Silver and Blue Brotherhood is talking about it. It's in the forums. It's everywhere. Sure, some people are trying to ease the tension, saying he calms down in the second half and gets better. But can we really trust a backup who only performs after he's already screwed up half his plays? Brian Schottenheimer tried to downplay it. He said it's not time to panic, that he believes in the process, that the kid needs to stack good plays. But my friend, the Silver and Blue Nation doesn't have infinite patience. The ghost of Will Grier is already haunting this debate, and I know a lot of people watching this video are already thinking, wouldn't Grier be a more stable option for QB2? And you can't ignore it because backup is that position we only remember when everything goes wrong. And if Milton doesn't get his act together, it could cost us big. My exclusive take on this is a direct one. If Joe Milton doesn't show clear improvement in the next game, the coaching staff's confidence could just completely crack. And then, my friend, everything that seemed like a future gamble turns into a present risk. But hold on, because the drama doesn't stop there. If the backup situation is already creating tension, imagine when a veteran controversial name enters the conversation. Someone who could completely change the franchise's plans. Yep, I'm talking about a Falcon star. And that bombshell is coming up next here on the Cowboys Insider Report. Man, this one is heavy because the name that started to circulate in the back channels is none other than Kirk Cousins. That's right. The veteran who's down there in Atlanta and who apparently has become Michael Penix Jr.'s backup could end up being a trade piece for the Cowboys. And look, this isn't just locker room gossip. There's a reason this conversation is gaining traction. First, because the vibe between the Falcons and Cousins is weird. The guy was not happy about losing his starting spot last year, and now with East Stick playing well in the preseason, it seems like Atlanta no longer sees a future for him there. And second, because the situation in Dallas is delicate. Dak Prescott is back from tendon surgery. He missed 9 games in 2024, and even before the injury, he wasn't performing how the fans hoped. That has left a shadow hanging in the air, a doubt if he's still the guy to lead the Lone Star to that long-awaited Super Bowl. You combine that with the fact that Joe Milton isn't convincing anyone, and boom, the speculation comes to life. Now, let's be real. Cousins might be getting close to 37 years old, but he's still an experienced quarterback who knows how to lead an offense and who could hold things down if Dak struggles again or doesn't regain his confidence. And here comes my direct exclusive opinion for all of you who are with me on this channel. If the front office really believes that Prescott isn't the long-term answer anymore, bringing in Cousins would be a safety move, not a gamble. It's not about thinking of him as the future, but as the guy who can keep the ship afloat until the franchise finds a new leader. But just imagine the weight of that decision within the Silver and Blue Nation. The division among the fan base would be huge, because there are those who still defend Dak tooth and nail, and there are those who have just lost their patience. This would be the kind of move that changes the mood of the entire season. A turning point. That's why I'm saying if you don't stick around until the end, you'll miss the most exciting detail. Because while we've been talking about tension and uncertainty, in the next segment, something comes along that renews everyone's hope. The shine of a rookie who showed right away why he could be one of the most important pieces of this offensive line in the future. You won't believe it, but in the middle of so much concern against the Ravens, the guy who stole the positive attention was rookie Tyler Booker. The kid made his debut at a TNT stadium, and he already showed why he was a first-round pick in 2025. While the offense seemed lost and the defense was struggling, the kid got into the offensive line and brought security, showed presence, discipline, and plenty of strength. And he even admitted afterward that he's still getting used to the NFL routine with the schedules. The preparation, everything different from what he experienced at Alabama. Even so, he was solid, opened up space, provided support, and made it clear that if there's anyone who can protect Dak Prescott in this phase of doubt, it's him. The fans noticed it, and it didn't take long for social media and forums to explode with comments saying that it finally seems like the franchise got it right on the line. The Silver and Blue Brotherhood is hyped because they know that without protection, there's no offense that works. And it's impressive how the impact of a rookie can affect team morale, right? While we're worried about Milton, while the shadow of Cousins appears on the horizon, it's so good to see a young talent bringing hope. My take here is simple. If Booker continues to evolve and establish himself as a starter, the Cowboys could finally have a solid anchor next to this revamped line. And that completely changes the future of the offense. Exclusive to you guys, I'll say it without fear. Booker could be the name that holds things down when the season gets tough. The type of player who transforms a line into a wall. The true spirit of Texas toughness. So, I ask you, doesn't it make you want to dream big, seeing a kid like that fit right in from the start? But hold on to that excitement because the closing is next, and in it, I'm going to tie all these points together. The veteran being reborn, the backup in crisis, the bombshell rumor, and the rookie shining. You're not going to want to miss what I have to say now at the very end. Hold up, buckle in tight because what we've seen these last few days shows the Cowboys at a turning point. On one side, the veteran who reignited the defense and proved he can still hold the Silver Wall banner. On the other, the uncertainty at the backup position, and even rumors of a bold move with Kirk Cousins capable of shaking the team's identity. And in the middle of this storm, a rookie has brought hope and new energy. Now I ask you, do you believe this team can turn all this pressure into glory? Please comment below.